Hey, Chandler Bolt here, and in this video I want to talk about why you should never, yes never, submit a resume when you're trying to get a job and what to actually do to land your dream job. Now when it comes to landing your dream job, I do not believe in submitting resumes. You know, this might be a controversial opinion, but when you submit a resume, this is what everyone does. You're just going to land on this huge stack and you are a piece of paper in a stack. Or maybe in the digital age, you're a random Google Doc that doesn't even have a face probably, and it's just this random resume of things that you've done. So do not submit a resume. Here's what you should do instead. So there's really two steps to landing your dream job. Step number one is to get clear on what you want. Now, I've got another video on how to choose between opportunities, so how to choose your job or your business, the next business that you want to start. So get very clear on that. Watch that video. I walk you through a pie chart exercise, things like that. But you need to get clear on where you're going and what that pie chart looks like, and then what type of roles or what type of companies do you want to work at. So really it's like, do you want to have a specific role, or maybe there's 5 to 10 roles that you would accept? Or the way that some people do this, and this is something I highly recommend, is find the type of company that you want to work at. What's the type of company that is in line with your goals, in line with your mission, in line with where you're going to go, and then find a way to work there. And when you go with a company first approach, that means you're willing to do anything. Like, I'll sweep the floors. Just give me some sort of job at this company. And I've seen a lot of people do this really well. And a lot of my top performers actually said, hey, I don't care where I'm at in self-publishing school. I just want to work there because this is a rocket ship. I want to be on board that rocket ship. I'll sweep the floors. I'll do whatever you need me to do. But I know that I'm the type of person that's going to learn very quickly. I'm going to take advantage of this growth environment. I'm going to get promoted, and this will propel me into the type of opportunities that I'm going after. So they pick the company first approach. But either way, get clear on where you're going first. And then number two, go directly to the top. Okay, so don't mess around with resumes. Don't submit via their online form, whatever that thing might be. Yes, you can do that, but don't rely on that as the primary way that you're going to get this job. So the way that I like to do it is to find someone who knows the hiring manager or who knows someone at that company. So find a warm introduction. This is someone who can vouch for you, someone who can get you past the gatekeepers that are going to be screening resumes, and then go straight to the top. Now, if you don't know anyone who works at that company, expand a little bit wider and try to find someone who knows someone who knows someone who works at that company or who has positions like that. So you really want to go out and maybe you post this on Facebook or social media or LinkedIn, or you kind of go, emailing people, hey, do you know anyone that works here? And on LinkedIn or Facebook, a lot of times you can do employees that work at, and then you look at that company and then you find people that you're like, oh man, I didn't even know that I knew someone or I'm friends with someone who works at that company. So you find a warm introduction. Now, if that doesn't work, there's other ways to skip past the gatekeeper. So what I recommend is to do a handwritten card and send that to the CEO or send that to the hiring manager. Now, this is something to do even after you get your first interview, but it's a great thing to do to get in the door. So write some sort of thank you card or send some sort of gift, and oftentimes that's going to propel you onto the radar. Now, I know for me, I rarely receive stuff like this, and when I do, when we're hiring for that position, I nudge the hiring manager and I say, hey, have you looked at this person? They just sent me this thing. I think they're talented. Check them out. Right? Because that helps you stand out. That's the type of people we want at self-publishing school. So that's how you stand out. And now that person is going to go hunting for your application or hunting for your resume or whatever that thing is that you may have submitted to them, and you're on their radar. So use handwritten thank you cards and gifts to get in the door, and then don't stop there. After you have your first interview, follow up with a handwritten card the same day. Don't send a thank you email. Those often, maybe they get missed, maybe they get read, but either way, they're not that impactful. Send a handwritten thank you card. Hey, thank you so much. Thoughtful. It's, hey, I'm really looking forward to working at your company, things like that. So there's kind of this assumptive close to the letter, but always send a personal follow-up. Now, lastly, if all else fails, maybe this makes sense for you, offer to work for free. So say, hey, I know that I'm going to be good at this. I know that I can bring the goods. So I'll work for free for a week, or maybe it's a month or something like that, but offer to work for free. People have conflicting opinions on this. Some people are like, don't devalue your work, never offer to work for free. But I think, that applies, yes, when you don't have an end time. So if you're just like, hey, I'll come work for free, I'll sweep the floors, whatever you need me to do, for as long as you need me to do it, that's not going to work. But on the flip side, if you say, hey, I'm going to come work for free for a week, and at the end of that week, you say, hey, either I did well or I didn't, and you can choose to hire me or choose to not, but you're kind of putting a limitation on that, and that's called the puppy dog close. So you're kind of reversing risk. You're saying, hey, try it before you buy it. It's kind of like, this is a classic sales technique, but the pet stores would use this. They'd say, hey, we've got these puppies. You can take it home for a week. And if you don't like the puppy at the end of that week, just bring it back. Well, guess what? No one ever brings the puppy back. They always keep the puppy. So it's a puppy dog close. You're making it reversible. So you're de-risking it for the employer by saying, hey, I'm going to come work for a week for free or whatever that time period is. If I don't bring the goods, or maybe I'm working at minimum wage, like bottom of the barrel. If I don't bring the goods, then that's fine. We can part ways. But if I do, then you can offer me a full-time position. So that's kind of the final thing. But there you have it. That's how to land your dream job. Do not just submit a resume. Submit a thoughtful application if you're going through that process, but more importantly, get clear on what you're looking for and then go straight to the top. So find a way to get an intro or find a way to personally reach out so that you stand out from the crowd. This is just a losing proposition. You're gonna spend weeks, maybe even months, just submitting random resumes and random applications. You can get a job in a week, maybe 2 weeks, at the company that you actually want to work at if you follow this process. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Scroll below, comment what's something that you do to stand out when you're going through the interview and the application process, or what's a way that you've landed your dream job. Comment below, let me know. As always, click the subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.